I just want to show experience. This summer I had the opportunity to travel through Poland to see with my own eyes the tragedy and the horrors of what happened to the Jews during the Holocaust. I saw cemeteries filled with Jewish souls that were killed for no reason other than being Jewish. I walked along the path, the same death march as the Jews being laid to their mass graves. The only difference was that everyone I was with was able to walk out together, alive. During the Holocaust, very few were able to do that. Being in death camps like Treblinka, Majdanek, and Auschwitz was the most frightening thing I ever had to do with my life. The emotions that I felt were like none I ever felt before. While I have heard and read the horrors that occurred in these camps, actually being there was a life-changing experience. There are many different things to see, which made me feel connected to the people who went through the camps. I want to tell you about two specific things that I was able to connect to. The first thing was the shoe room. This room was filled with nothing but shoes of the victims of the camp. The room was filled with thousands of shoes. There were baby shoes, high heels, men's shoes, and women's shoes. Any shoe you can think of, they were there. The Jewish people in the camp had to walk on cobblestone barefoot. I personally complained how I never have enough shoes. After seeing this room, knowing how those people didn't even have one pair of shoes to protect their feet, thank God for everything I have and that I'm blessed for. The second thing I was able to connect to was the shaving room. As a girl, hair is one of the most important part of appearance. After being separated from your family and loved ones, knowing that you'd probably never see them again, you are further humiliated by the loss of your appearance and the sense of being unique. Not being able to recognize your mother because she looked like everyone else is a little scary. The most frightening part of my experience at Auschwitz wasn't the oven rooms or even standing in the actual gas chambers, touching the scratch marks on the wall, which in itself was a very unnerving experience. The most frightening part of Auschwitz was Bunk 11. Bunk 11 isn't spoken about much, and not many people know about it. Bunk 11 is right next to Dr. Mengele, the Nazi butcher's bunk. This was a torture bunk. If a Jew was bad and wasn't sent to a gas chamber, he was sent there, usually because Mengele wanted to conduct experiments. There was a room for starving people. There was a tight, blocked-off corner with rocks where the only position you could stand in was a squatting position. Sometimes you'd be in that squatting position for days. Under that tight corner, there was a cell where you'd be in a box-like position just to breathe. These rooms just got worse and worse. After seeing such terrifying things, it made me realize how lucky I am to be a Jewish girl living in a Jewish community, able to freely keep my religion. The Jewish people are not weak. We are strong people. Because of our strength, we are able not only to survive, but to begin anew. The one thing that everyone has to do is never forget what happened to us. There are not many survivors left to share their stories. This is now our job to keep telling the younger generation about the Holocaust and suffering that went on, so we can be stronger and not let history repeat itself.